Imagine a world where every night was a fight for survival against the cold and the dark, where every meal was raw and every shadow held a predator. What if one discovery changed all of that, not just for survival, but for the very essence of what it means to be human? We're talking about a time almost 2 million years ago, a brutal, unforgiving era when our ancestors, early hominids like Homo erectus, were just one more species struggling to make it another day. They were vulnerable, living on the edge, constantly outnumbered and outpowered by the wild. But then, something incredible happened. This isn't just a history lesson, it's the epic origin story of us. Understanding how the first human fire ignited tells us everything about our resilience, our ingenuity, and the fundamental shift that set us on an unstoppable path to dominating the planet. Stay with me, because this story isn't just ancient, it's living history etched into our very DNA. Let's really put ourselves in their shoes. About 1.8 million years ago, picture vast, untamed savannas and dense forests. You're small, maybe 5 feet tall, covered in hair, and you're hungry. All the time. Your tools are rudimentary, just sharpened stones. Every sunset means an immediate, bone-chilling drop in temperature, and the world goes completely dark. Can you even imagine that level of darkness? No streetlights, no phone screens, just pitch black. And in that darkness, every rustle in the bushes, every snapped twig, could mean a saber-toothed cat, a hyena, or some other terrifying beast deciding your dinner. Sleep wasn't a restful escape, it was a desperate gamble. You'd huddle together, shaking, straining your ears, hoping nothing found you before the sun crept back up. It was a constant, exhausting state of fear. Your diet was limited to what you could forage or scavenge raw. Tough roots, berries, the occasional small animal you could catch, or scraps left by larger predators. Life was short, brutish, and utterly dependent on the sun's warmth and light dots. So, how did Homo erectus go from shivering in the dark to mastering one of nature's most destructive forces? It wasn't like they just woke up one day with a box of matches. The most likely scenario involves natural fires, lightning strikes, volcanic eruptions, even dry grass rubbing together in high winds. These things happened. Our ancestors would have seen these fires, initially with terror, just like any other animal. But somewhere along the line, one brave, or maybe just incredibly curious, individual would have approached the aftermath. Perhaps they saw animals that didn't run away from the lingering heat. Maybe they stumbled upon a smoldering log after a fire passed. The initial discovery wasn't about making fire, it was about controlling it. Taking a burning branch from a natural blaze, protecting it, carrying it back to the camp. That was the first monumental leap. It required an incredible amount of observational skill, courage, and a level of abstract thinking that set them apart. Imagine trying to keep a flame alive when you don't even know what fuel it needs or how to protect it from wind and rain. It was an epic struggle, a battle against nature's indifference, but one they eventually won once our ancestors learned to control fire. Even if it was just keeping a borrowed flame alive, their lives were utterly transformed. Picture it. A small group gathered around a flickering fire at night. The warmth is immediate and profound, pushing back against the biting cold. The light pierces the oppressive darkness, creating a small, safe bubble in the vast wilderness. This wasn't just physical comfort, it was psychological. Predators, almost universally, feared fire. That roaring flame and the smoke it produced acted as an invisible barrier, a guardian. For the first time, our ancestors could get a truly restful night's sleep, not constantly alert for danger. That ability to relax, even a little, would have had massive implications for their overall health, stress levels, and even their cognitive development. The fire became the literal and metaphorical hearth of their existence, the center of their world, turning a dangerous camp into something akin to a home. It allowed them to extend their active hours beyond daylight, giving them precious extra time for toolmaking, planning, and social bonding. Now, let's talk about food. Before fire, everything was raw. Think about the energy it takes to chew raw meat, to digest tough plants. Our digestive systems were working overtime just to extract enough nutrients. But with fire, everything changed. Cooking food, roasting meat, baking roots made it softer, easier to chew, and far more digestible. This meant more calories and nutrients could be absorbed with less effort. And that's a massive deal. It's theorized that this increase in nutrient intake, especially fats and proteins, directly fueled the growth of our ancestors' brains. Think about it. Less energy spent on digestion means more energy available for brain function. Cooking also sterilized food, killing parasites and bacteria, leading to a healthier population with fewer illnesses. It expanded their diet, allowing them to eat things that were previously inedible or poisonous when raw. This culinary revolution isn't just about taste. It's about a fundamental shift in our biology and our capacity for intelligence. We literally cooked our way to bigger brains. Fire wasn't just a tool for survival. It was the catalyst for complex social structures and, eventually, culture itself. Imagine that circle around the fire. It's warm, it's safe, and for the first time, there's sustained light after dark. What do people do when they're together, safe, and not constantly scavenging or fearing for their lives? They interact. The fire became the social hub. Stories could be told, experiences shared, knowledge passed down, all under the flickering glow. This prolonged period of interaction would have fostered stronger communal bonds and likely spurred the development of more complex communication, perhaps even early forms of language. It allowed for shared meals, which are intrinsically social. It created a distinct inside, the warmth and light of the human-controlled space, contrasted with the dangerous outside of the dark, wild world. This division is a fundamental aspect of human society to this day. Fire didn't just make us safer, it made us more connected, more human. The mastery of fire wasn't a one-off discovery, it was a foundational technology that unlocked countless future innovations. With fire, our ancestors could migrate to colder climates, expanding their habitable zones across the globe. They could use fire to harden the tips of spears, making them more effective hunting tools. They could clear land for settlement, shape their environment, and eventually extract metals from ore, paving the way for metallurgy and complex tools. Every step forward, from simple campfires to industrial furnaces, owes its existence to that first controlled flame 1.8 million years ago. It's not an exaggeration to say that fire mastery is what truly separated us from every other animal. It allowed us to transcend our physical limitations and begin shaping the world to our will, rather than being entirely at its mercy. This single discovery truly sets humanity on its incredible, unstoppable trajectory. So, we've journeyed back to a time of immense danger and vulnerability, seeing how our ancestors clawed their way out of constant fear. From shivering in the pitch black, constantly hunted, they learned to command one of nature's most powerful forces. Fire wasn't just warmth, it was safety, it was better nutrition, it was bigger brains. And it was the very spark that ignited our complex social lives and culture. It turned a scattered group of hominids into the beginnings of human civilization, shaping our biology, our societies, and our destiny. What do you think was the most profound impact of that first controlled flame? The warmth, the cooked food, or the sense of community it fostered? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by these deep dives into our ancient past, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next story of human survival and innovation.